So let's go look at the other project. Now, after you do your binary games, those projects, the next thing is to get Autopsy, and there are some videos I showed you last time. Inside the canvas, you can get some Autopsy videos and do some of them. And then F200 is where you start using Autopsy. So F200 is here. That's what I want to show you today. Not much to it at all. Here you just get Autopsy installed and look at a very simple image just to show that you got it working. So you install Autopsy, you just download it and install it the same way you install any software on Windows, and then you download an evidence file and create a case. So I've got my Windows machine here.
What about Mac? We can't use Mac?
No, I use a Windows. So you can use a Google Cloud machine or something if you have to, but as far as I know, it doesn't have a Mac version. There might be a Mac version, but
VMware, okay.
yeah, you can use VMware also. Yeah, use VMware or a cloud machine. You got to have Windows. So here's Autopsy. Now the data we need is this thing, f200.e01, and I might already have it here. Let's see. Nope, looks like I don't have it, so I'll download it. Let me go here. Should have, oops. I should have Firefox open somehow. Oh, that's right, I had to restart the machine. The beta version of Windows 11 on ARM has a problem with the clock. So you have to restart it every time or the clock is wrong and you can't get on the internet. But it's a pre-release version to run on ARM. So
also on ARM the Autopsy works?
yeah, the only version of Windows you can run on ARM is Windows 11, and you have to sign up for the developer program, which is free, and get the special version.
But the Autopsy is like a 684 application, right? It works on the ARM Windows?
It does, yeah. It works on ARM or Intel because it just makes system calls. It doesn't need to know the processor. I was surprised and happy to see that.
So every x64 application works on ARM Windows?
Not everything, although theoretically, there is something, yeah, as far, not everything I think would run on ARM for Windows, although I'm finding a lot of things work. So it seems like standard Windows installers work pretty well, which surprised me. And I don't know exactly why.
On like Mac, when they switch to ARM, then nothing works.
Of course, yeah. Well, there is something called Rosetta Stone, so you can run Intel stuff, but it runs slow. Yeah. And so I don't really know exactly what's happening inside, but Autopsy does run on the ARM version, which is nice. So anyway, I've downloaded this file. Okay, it looks like it was already there. I just couldn't find it. All right, so now I use Autopsy, make a new case. So let me do that. Launch up Autopsy. All right, there it comes. Autopsy used to be Linux only. So, and it was very primitive and hard to use. The Windows version is much nicer. All right, so now I make a new case. And I give it a name like F200 demo. All right, and next. So you give it a name for your case, and then you get some metadata like case number and examiner and stuff. I don't think you really need to fill this in, but of course in a real forensic shop you do fill all this in because you have to keep track of who did the work and everything. Now it's creating a database to store the data, which takes it about 30 seconds.
What does the application do?
What's that?
What does it do, the application?
The application analyzes forensic data, and it does it very well. It does all the work for you. You take a hard drive image or a RAM image, and it will analyze it and show you everything about it.
Oh, you mean like which sectors are failed and stuff like that?
No, it rearranges it into human readable stuff like emails and Word documents and SMS messages and sorts them up so you can see them.
Oh.
It includes dissectors for all the file types. It's really nice. That's why normally you have to pay thousands of dollars for this software. The Autopsy is the free product that does that. So I mean, it does an amazing amount of work for you. Before Autopsy was out, this course used to be really annoying. You had to install like 10 open source tools and use them to pick out different parts of the image. So generate some name, the default is fine. Okay, now here, let me go check my instructions. Okay, disk image, f200.e01. E01 is the expert witness format which EnCase uses. That's the most common forensic format. It's a compressed format that includes the image of a hard drive. So as disk image, the E01, okay. So disk image is here. Next. Now I have to browse and find it, which is going to be downloads. And there it is. That's the one I just downloaded. All right, and I'll assume the time zone is Los Angeles. I don't have any reason to think anything else, although in a real case you have to be very careful to learn what time zone that machine was imaged in. And now you can choose what kind of analysis to do on it. And there's all these optional analyzing modules that can do things like cell phones and so on. In this case, I think we just use the default. You have configure ingest, just next and finish. Because this image is incredibly simple. I just made a small virtual hard drive, put a couple files on it, so it's not going to be too demanding or take much time. And all you're proving here is you got Autopsy working. So let me go to my instructions. So when you're done, you'll see a few files here, and you want to find one of them contains a flag. One thing that happens a lot is students turn in this hello.txt, but that's not the flag. There's a variety of images there. This one just has hello world, and there's there's like 3 files on here, and one of the others contains it. So here is file views, file types. There you are. You can do them by extension, for example. There's 2 images up here, and then there's a text document somewhere. Document, plain text. So here's a plain text document. So you find it, that's right, sorts them into categories. You can easily find them. And later on, we're going to do cell phones and emails and SMSs and Word documents and everything. But here I got a plain text document that says hello world. So this is what you do. You sort through them here. You can examine the document here, and then you can see the contents down here. There's the text in there. Here's the metadata that has like the time it was created and all that stuff. So that's why this tool is amazing. This tool makes it real easy to find all the evidence, and we're going to see it works amazingly well. It works on cell phones, it works on RAM images. Pretty much everything that you need is here.
What's the main purpose of this app? What's the main purpose? Why do I use this?
This tool for forensic examination. That's just what it's for.
For criminals and
Oh, well, there's 4 main tasks. One of them is criminal investigation. Another one is data recovery, which is related. Another one is lawsuits, where you're trying to find evidence for a lawsuit. And the 4th one is incident response, where you're trying to find out how hackers intruded on things.
Okay.
And those are the 4 basic things which all use pretty much the same tools, where you have a machine and you're trying to find out what happened on this machine. And these are good tools for that. So that's all I wanted to show you about that project. There's a flag to find in there. And let me stop this recording and